perspective will be from a user point of view or from industry point of view, right? So I'll probably a little bit different presentations you may have seen so far. So the bigger question is wearable technology, can it predict COVID-19? We have been doing this research. We have asked these questions. Wearables have been around for about 10 years now, started more onto the fitness space, and then they have evolved into wellness and healthcare. As we all know, the world was almost caught unaware when COVID struck. We had no solutions, no data to measure it. So the questions are, can we do something in COVID-19? If not, can we learn something from it, and can we predict similar diseases in future? So that is the presentation about. Before I get into details, I'll give a little bit more background about myself, our team, what we have been doing, and how do we get involved in this project. So for me, I think Darsha has mentioned a little bit, share a little bit more about myself. So about 25 years in the industry. I was mentioning I started my career with the RICO in Gandhinagar in 1994. And then being part of many solutions. So what we say, we are designing solutions for problems. As engineers, our primary job is to design whatever we can to solve real life problems, right? This is where we are. My life in a snapshot, I've been as an entrepreneur and in consulting job for about 1/3 of my career. It's about 8 years. And had opportunity to be part of product design, development, new product introduction, and manufacturing for rest of my life. So all 25 years have been involved in the products with different organizations at different places. I was part of Nike Fuel Band team. I had that opportunity. Worked for Amazon, Kindle as well. RICO photocopiers and fax machines. Fax machines, when they used to exist, I still see them in Hong Kong somewhere. And then also on the nano optical side, and then InnoBands. The organizations where I worked was Flextronics, Emo, Foxconn. They make Nokia mobile phones at that time, and they build some of the best known brands as of now, Nipro and Jabil. Between these three organizations, I believe they produce almost 90% of the top tech brands right now. So I had an opportunity to be part of all three. As part of my career. I've been in China, Hong Kong for almost 20 years right now. So I've seen that journey of China's growth, along with many technological products. So we build Nokias, we build Blackberries, we see Motorola's, and you name it. But education-wise, it's very broad. I'm a mechatronics engineer. For broader interest, I studied sociology. I did a 6 months course on Java, Photoshop. I learned AI, Python, and also did negotiation. So very broad experiences, not like a very deep specialization as some of you may have. So that gives an opportunity to look at the problem from various angles, not only from technology. I'm a guest lecturer at Polytechnic University. I teach entrepreneurship over there. I'm also mentor at a few startups here in Hong Kong and one in Japan. And I had the opportunity to, again, working with my team, filing about 10 patents in different domains. This is the product which you can see is InnoBand. This was our first product in our life. So this is our team who's been working and then navigating COVID-19 solutions. I shared about myself. So we have Narendra, who was with Motorola and with YD Diagnostics. He's based in Bangalore. He leads our software development, WI Chan. We've been working together for almost 20 years. He was with Fitbit and Nike. For specific on COVID-19, we have Dr. Yadav, who is a doctor and a pulmonologist based out of Vadodara, Gujarat. That's where we are running our trials. And we also have Dr. Easwar from IISc, who specializes in non-invasive biosensors, including CBGM. And that's continuous blood glucose monitoring. That's what we have. Then we have key advisors, Dr. Supten, who's a doctor and a PhD biomedical devices. Then we have business side, Jamshed, Girish, and Mike. Mike is ex-CEO of Philips and Siemens. He's advisor to us on our business side. Yeah, this is a broader organization. I'll share something about our journey and how we started, and then how we are here right now. So innoWear started in 2014 in Hong Kong, and focus was on fitness at that time. So we are registered as 3.5, and we launched our first product, which I showed you, was in 2015. Wearables were, about 5 years old at that time. Fitness was the key area. Counting steps, measuring your sleep, measuring your nutrition was in vogue at that time. So our first product came in 2015. Then we designed our second product, which was InnoBand O, 2016. Third product in 2017, and fourth product in 2018. So we launched these 4 products, and 2019 we were working on a wellness solution. And the reason I'm sharing that is you're able to see the journey. So wearables, were not very accurate in 2014-15. There was issue with the sensor sizes, algorithms. As we know, as technology improves, the quality of sensors is getting smaller, accuracy is increasing, so the domain in which you can apply it increases. So 2015, we were not able to get very accurate heart rate or any other data to get into wellness or healthcare domain. But last couple of years, the quality of sensors have improved. So has the accuracy, and so is the ability to apply it in wellness and healthcare application. So 2020 gave us an opportunity to get into wellness and healthcare. That was the product that what we are building right now. It's called Aware. So journey from fitness to wellness to healthcare. This is how it started for us. I've been in Hong Kong for most part of last 20 years. I was in India during COVID, went back for Chinese New Year, was stuck there because air travel was restricted. And then I received a call from one of my old friends who said, Chandan, can we discuss about a new product which we need to solve a new problem, which is COVID-19. And this is one of the big 4 consulting companies out of Mumbai. And it's like, what exactly do you need? They say, like, can we have a wearable which can monitor COVID symptoms and can predict if a person is going to get a COVID or not? This was like out of the blue challenge for us. We went back to our team. We discussed for about 1 week whether it was even possible or not, what were the symptoms involved. Theoretically, we learned it was possible. If we know a person unfortunately has a COVID on day 0, and if we can look at the data -1 to -30, and if we have enough data, we can create some sort of algorithm to give a prediction of with a certain confidence it's going to happen. So that was theoretical part. At that time, we had no products, no technology available, right? But this is a new problem. So we started looking at a new solution. So we designed and we filed patents in India, since I was there on 10th of April. So about 13 days in getting the problem, designing the solutions, theoretically at least, and then filing the patents. That's how we moved. We have also filed US patents in December last year. So we are covered on both sides. Yes, if you look at, we started as wearable for detecting COVID-19. It was to see if this is a valid solution or not. So 10th of April, we filed our patents. On 9th of May, this was shared from one of my friends in USA. So we shared it on LinkedIn. Friends saw it. They said, Chandan, this is absolute necessity. Not only in India, actually world over, people are looking at that, especially US Army. When we looked at the details, so US Army was looking for exactly the same product that what we were building. Exactly. They were ready to fund it. They had lots of money for that. We approached them. We started working. Fortunately or unfortunately, we are a Hong Kong headquartered company, and the geopolitical situation did not allow us probably to get to the next level. But what it demonstrated was that the solutions what we are working are, there is a very real need in the US Army and probably all defense forces and other health variables as well. Right? So this validated our tech solution. Of late, if we look at many companies, many wearables actually are trying to predict COVID. There's lots of research which is going on, both theory and in practice. Aura is one of the leading wearable companies. It's a ring which you wear. It's based out of Finland. They've been also early adapters on wearable technology side. So the article came recently, I think in December only, that they are working on gathering data to identify early COVID-19 symptoms. And if we look at the details, they are doing the study with California. They are using body temperature monitoring for fever monitoring and early illness detection. Yeah, so they are taking only one parameter, and they gather enough data only on body temperature, using one parameter, trying to do the research and predict if a person is going to get COVID-19. Right. So there are variables like Aura who are focused on getting the data. This other research, which came from CBS News, this was in January 15th, so about 1 month, 20 days back actually, that there's a hospital, Mount Sinai. It is one of the very prestigious hospitals in New York. They have been using devices like Apple Watch and Garmin and Fitbit to predict if a person can get COVID or not, right? Before even the symptomatic or the virus is detectable, right? This is very interesting because they use heart rates and skin temperatures. So they are using two parameters to predict that, right? And if such a prestigious school is working on this, and then they say it is very probable that we can do vital role in stemming the pandemic, right? And why, and other communicable diseases. And the reason why I share that is we have to learn from COVID-19 experiences, and we have to design solutions so that it did not happen again. Part of my product development journey has been, when we make mistakes in projects, which we all do, there's a three-step approach. One is why did it happen? Number two is how we can recover, and number three is how can we put a process in place that it does not happen again. Right? That's part of learning. So probably this is the biggest learning for us. We did not have enough data to predict a pandemic this time. The opportunity is, can we learn from this? Can we design using the technology which is available? I've seen some of the profiles. There are people who are in machine learning and AI. Can we use AI and machine learning to build algorithms, gather data for future prevention measures for similar pandemic? That is the real opportunity here. So this is the third one. So AI is being deployed to detect COVID-19 by just listening to your heart. So technology nowadays is so strong that even if you use only one parameter, so like I mentioned, Aura is using only body skin temperature. In Mount Sinai, they are using skin temperature and heart rate. And here you are using only cough. So the technology is so good that it can profile a person only by cough, only one symptom. Right? This is amazing if you can do that. The question will be again how accurate it is. There are practical implications, because if you're having your cough on an iPhone versus Samsung versus any other brand, how do you qualify and quantify that data to normalize it so that you are applying the same algorithm? Those are real life challenges, right? But at research stage, this is very, very promising. So theoretically, only by cough you can do that, only by temperature you can do that, and only by heart rate you can do that. For us, incidentally, if we look back, we started this in March, April. Because we spoke to the doctors, we spoke to the pulmonologist, and Dr. Yadav, who's based in Vadodara, and we spoke to a doctor actually in Mount Sinai as well. It was so good to have all these symptoms covered in our patents. So for us, we use all these parameters plus SpO2. For people who are familiar with the COVID, all the symptoms, your cough, your heart rate, and fever, it impacts your lungs, and then it impacts your oxygen carrying capacity and SpO2. If SpO2 falls below a certain level, the chances of person getting COVID are really, really high. So the way we design our algorithm is, we use 4 different parameters. That is to eliminate false positives, and increase the accuracy of these algorithms. And then we give an overall health status if you look at that. And we have the basic parameters, calories, heart rate, sleep, and distance, because we believe in future there will be a correlation and hopefully some causality between these parameters and your health status as well. So we started with COVID. We spoke to a few policymakers in India who wanted to make it much broader for other diseases like asthma and TB as well. They said, if you're building these algorithms, you're taking all these symptoms. Can you build algorithms which are much broader? So we have started with COVID, and then we have gone broader for respiratory diseases. We call this product as Aware R. R is for respiratory. There are other diseases which are in pipeline to build algorithms, but this focuses on Aware. So our solution, said one of the 4 products that we built in the past was InnoBand HR heart rate, which is very accurate on the wrist. It's very difficult to get the heart rate on your wrist because of technological issues. The color of the skin plays an important part. Hair plays an important part. Sweat plays an important part. To apply all these corrections and get a accurate heart rate stuff. But fortunately, we were able to do that about 3 years back. So if you look in the picture, we are using an Omron pulse oximeter, and it is showing 119, and on the wrist we are getting 119. On all the experiments, we are around 2 points off onto the finger. Finger is a very sensitive part to get your pulse. Wrist is not. So to be able to get that close to pulse oximeter reading is very, very good. So we're very accurate on that side. So like I mentioned, we're using existing product, HR, as heart rate benchmark. We're using the same platform to reduce risk and accelerate development time. We have already taken doctors' inputs, and we have already built the rule-based algorithms. Cough and respiratory algorithms are building in parallel, and AI pattern detection we are using for risk prediction. We have started a study of high risk individuals to validate algorithms. So primarily algorithms we already have in place, but to go and apply in a real life, we need to do trials. So like I said, Dr. Yadav is based in Vadodara, not far away from Gandhinagar, and is collecting that data, and then we can apply that. He's a pulmonologist, principal investigator for this trial as well. So we have filed this study with CTRI, which is Clinical Trial Registry of India. So any trials which we do in which we are gathering data have to be registered. So it's a registered study, what we are doing right now. for us, the schedule is we should have the devices by Q3 this year. So patents were filed like I said, last year. Preliminary algos are already in place. Product development and trials is taking place right now. So the way it works is we build our hardware in China. That's probably the best place to build the hardware. We do our software and algo development in India, in and around Bangalore. The business is based in Hong Kong. So I'm in Hong Kong right now, and we control the business. So the development is in place. There is Chinese New Year next week, so a little bit slow. But our plan is we should get the products in hand of end users by Q1, Q2. So April, May it looks like, and we should be getting into production in Q3. There has been some development on the design as well. This is how the new product will look like. Aware are. So there are two different products which are being built right now. One of them looks like this. So the short answer to the first question is, can wearable detect corona or predict? So the answer is with good enough wearables and accurate data and highly accurate data, I think we should be able to build technology and wearables and algorithms which can predict with a very high probability if a person is going to get some respiratory diseases like COVID-19 in future or not. Right? We are in the process of gathering data, validating the algorithms. The research across the globe shows it's not only us, but many other people believe that that is possible if we are ready with enough data and good quality variables the next time. So the answer is, from my perspective, yes, they should be able to do that. Yeah, there is lots of technical details about what kind of algorithms we are building, and then what kind of technologies are being deployed. That I will not cover it here because I believe there will be many other people who will go into that. And if anybody in the audience has any interest to participate in this, what we are building, or contribute, or learn more, or understand more, please feel free to get in touch with me. So this will be all from my side. You can reach me at this email, chandan@innoWear.io. One Hong Kong number and one India number, depending on where I am. I use both. Thank you so much. And if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to take those questions.